walk through some of the suggested amendments that we've had. So, Mr. Swank, do you have a couple things out of Natrona County?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I will share my screen in a second here. So, Mr. Chairman, I believe the chair, your co-chairman Landon presented an amendment yesterday that he said was unfinished. That is this amendment here. This amendment was resubmitted by the Natrona County Clerk earlier today. And then there's the second amendment that Senator Landon presented this morning, which tries to shore up this little finger that goes between House District 56 and 57.
Okay, so would you go back to the previous one, please? This was submitted today?
It was submitted yesterday, and then the Natrona County Clerk resubmitted it today. That's her preferred option.
Okay. Okay, and what is the deviation between the yellow and the whatever color that is, salmon?
Mr. Chairman, House District, the yellowish color is House District 35, and that is minus 4.41%, and House District 57, which is the salmon color, is just below or just above ideal at 0.27% plus.
It's at 0.27 right now, and the other is at minus what?
Minus 4.41%.
Okay, all right.
Did you want to look at the second one again as well?
Yes, please. And what are the deviations on that?
Mr. Chairman, District 35 is still at minus 3.35%, and 57 is at minus 7.78%. So they're both, 57 is just below ideal, and then House District 35 moves up slightly from the prior version.
Yeah, and no other, and in this one, no other districts were impacted.
The only other one is if you look on the right next to this yellow, there's this one block that was submitted by the county clerk to be added to House District 35. I have not been instructed to remove that, but that is the only block that the only other district impacted.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So would you, what else was submitted today? Anything new on Laramie County? Would you throw up Laramie County? Or anything new on Laramie County?
Mr. Chairman, I have not received anything else on Laramie County. Since this morning.
Carbon County, Carbon Albany.
Yours? Okay. Mr. Chairman, this is an amendment that has been drafted. The share with Albany County, this voting precinct in North Albany County, was an amendment on the Senate side that was withdrawn when they moved to a 60-30 plan, but this is for a 62 plan. It moves approximately 50 people out of Albany County into House District 47. And then the complementary move is to move the voting district around Bear Oil, which is about 70 people, back into the Rollins House District 15.
And what is the deviation between those two districts or numbers?
Mr. Chairman, 47 is at minus 2.34, 15 is at minus 2.21%. So almost very comparable.
Chairman's one, sir.
So I guess my question is the Albany County portion of 40 plus people isn't necessary to meet deviation of House District 46, 47, I mean?
Mr. Chairman, you are correct.
And I'm going to affirm that the Bear Oil is a school district. That's a political subdivision. Is that accurate? That goes with Carbon County?
Mr. Chairman, correct.
Okay, thank you. All right. Pardon me?
Goes with the Rollins School District.
It's not a unified county then? Okay, thank you. All right, were there any other maps that were submitted?
Mr. Chairman, I've been asked for some requests, but I don't know that there's any conclusive ones, particularly for Johnson Sheridan.
Johnson, would you show us the House position on Johnson Sheridan, the Senate position, and then what we've had so far? Just show us those three, please.
Mr. Chairman, this is the House and gross version of the 6231 plan. This brought all districts in Sheridan, Johnson County above deviation between about 6% or 5.4% plus to 6.26% plus, which is House District 40 is the highest. It provides for Story to be in with House District 40, as well as Sheridan County School District number 3. And then there are some smaller movements between the town of Sheridan and some of these other areas to, I guess what I would call flatten the deviation, so they're not all at larger range.
Would you go in closer on Sheridan, please? So does the yellow district, I'm not quite sure what that would be, a dragon or, it's kind of one of those cloud things. Yeah. Is that reflective of city limits, or is that, what is that reflective of? Is it reflective of any political boundary that is static?
Mr. Chairman, my understanding is this map was provided or produced by the Sheridan County Clerk. I believe the vast majority of House District 29, which is this yellow one in Sheridan, follows city boundaries. In this particular amendment to flatten the deviation, I do believe they did go outside city limits in a couple of areas, but not very many.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So this is the House Enrolled Act.
Correct.
You just, do you have the Senate third reading?
Mr. Chairman, for this is the House 6030 plan, Sheridan, Johnson County. This has a similar look than what is in the Senate. It does have Story going to House District 40 as well as School District number 3, which is the same as in the House plan. Most of House District 30, which is the center section, is fairly similar. And then again, within Sheridan, it also has fairly similar boundaries.
What are the deviations on this one?
Mr. Chairman, in the 60 plan, all the deviations are below 5%. I'm not sure if I have them on this map. The digital maps only allow a certain number of layers, so sometimes I can't get all the deviations on there. But these are all within deviation, because in a 60 map, they can all fall below the maximum of 10,095 people.
So in a 62 plan, what are the have you just run the numbers on this in a 62 plan, and does it throw any of the deviations way out? Because there's a difference between the Senate version, House version, and the Senate version. So what is putting the Senate number 62 or the House number 62 into this plan do to the deviations?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure I've pushed all this particular plan in a 62 configuration, but because the counties are whole, all of them, or at least a good portion of them, will have to go above 5%.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to know.
I don't have the exact numbers.
Okay, thank you.
And then the amendment that has been proposed, which was, I believe, discussed this morning and yesterday afternoon, was also produced by the Sheridan County Clerk with the instructions that I understand to have Story placed back into House District 51 and Senate District 21. And then most of this rural area, pardon me, in House District 30 would go to House District 40, which would go beyond the School District number 3 boundary. And then House District 30 would geographically shrink to the south end of Sheridan into along I-80 or I-90. And then House District 29, to balance between 30, 29, and 51, there are a few movements on western Sheridan, and then on the southern end of Sheridan. And Mr. Chairman, for the deviations of these, House District 51, which is the far west district, is 5.84%. House District 29 is at 6.29. House District 30, which is just below Sheridan, is 5.48. And House District 40 is just over 5% at 5.02.
Okay, so we've got some folks from Sheridan County, since we're on this. Is there anything unique between these three maps that really stands out to at least the House members that are here, that if they'd like to make comment on it or not? No? Okay. Okay, committee, anything you want to know about this map or other additional? I think, Michael, if you would put the, please.
Mike is about done. Mr. Chairman, thank you. And Michael, if you could zoom in on Story, I just want to see, do you get down to census blocks in that map? I just want to see if Story, was it one census block, 3? Is it splittable?
Mr. Chairman, it is a combination of census blocks. Story is one complete voting district of about 1,000 people, which is basically this line right here. There has been initial review of potential to split this voting district in either vertically or horizontally, but we have not put that in any plan.
Okay, thank you.
So Mr. Swank, can you actually go down to the block or to the district level?
Mr. Chairman, not on the digital map, but
Okay.
in my system, correct.
Okay, so committee, any other maps you want to see? So just for the members of the public, you will note that we didn't go to the southwest part of the state, because I think at least much of that has probably been taken off the table at this point. That doesn't mean I'm not going to speak for my Senate colleagues, as they're not here, and that was one of their interests, but we still got that, as you saw, that Carbon County, Albany County, Sweetwater County interaction, but the interaction on the west side of the state, at least at this point, they've made no overtures that they want to continue in that. Is that accurate to the committee? So, okay. Representative Summers, did you have something?
No, Mr. Chairman, I think the interest now is the Carbon County map that you've seen. So that's kind of what we're examining, and I think the southwest part's off. That's our understanding. Are we waiting for them, or are we reconvening? We're just
I think we're going to plan on reconvening tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, and want it later? No, 8 o'clock. 8:30. 8:30. So Mr. Swank doesn't have to come in as early. So thank
It
you.
doesn't matter.
Okay, you're not going to be here all night. We'll come in at 8:30. I don't know, like I said, the Senate's still on the floor. I don't know how long they would be. So these issues, the Carbon, Sweetwater, Albany, I think we have a fairly good understanding that the interests of Laramie County, we seem to be, at least informally, on the same page. We're not taking any action in this meeting, obviously, because we don't have our colleagues here. But the Laramie County, we seem to be in a place where everybody seems comfortable with that. Still some work to do on Sheridan County, and then better understanding on the Carbon County, Sweetwater, Albany County interaction, and Natrona County as well. And I think we saw yesterday or today's and the day before, and maybe there's another one that we're expecting or something.
Mr. Chairman, my understanding is that these are the two options that
Okay.
have been put forward to the committee.
Okay, thank you. So we'll let Senator Landon and the Senate present those and walk us through those. So, all right, so I think we will, not that we ever actually convene because we don't have our colleagues here, but thank you for your time and interest. And we'll be here, is here where we can be tomorrow morning at 8:30?
I believe so.
All right, so we'll plan on being here tomorrow morning at 8:30. Thank you very much for your patience.
You can give them a notice.